shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a high king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Not much just popping, oh, and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking it. Now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah, that's the thing. Happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah, we come by the lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look.
Swole Norma.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Test. Testing. 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 Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1178 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on, my delicious beaches? How are we doing today? Welcome to episode 1178. This is the Q&Anus, also known as the Q&Anus. So let me just get that title. I deleted it by accident. Shame on me. Episode 1178. So welcome, everyone. We are doing tons of questions. So as people come in, am I lagging a little bit? We're looking all right. So as people come in and as everyone kind of gets their notifications on, just let me know how we're doing. How am I looking over on Instagram? I am going to take as many questions as possible, and hopefully we have an issue-free day. You know, sometimes the internet kind of goes in and out and is a little bit sketchy, but I think we're good. So right now, you have an opportunity to ask me whatever you want, and remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss future podcasts and future live streams. So you can catch this live every day on YouTube, the Daily Swole Podcast channel. You can also catch it on Facebook, Instagram. Most of the time when we do interviews, we don't stream on Instagram. And of course, Twitch and let's see what else. Twitch and Periscope, whatever, Twitch, Periscope, all those things. We stream everywhere. We do it everywhere. And don't forget, you can also catch the podcast. You can download the apps for your ear holes and you can catch those if you're missing the lives. But don't miss the lives. It's very easy. All you got to do is not miss the live. That's it. Just don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss out. Don't miss out in the 6 fucking games. So let's see what we got here. What's going on? Hillary, Meredith, Laura, Nicholas, Alexandra, Nicholas again. Suffering from buffering. Oh, big time lag. All right. Well, maybe if it doesn't work out, we don't have to go live today. So I can cut it and maybe we can do it later, or we skip a day. It happens if I can't go live. But if it's freezing up, maybe we'll try it again a little bit later. I've had a little bit of issues with this from, let's see here. Looks like we're pulling. How we doing? I am easily down to, let's see, move this. How we doing, Nicholas? What's good? All right. So Instagram is fine. So, all right. We're going to rock on Instagram. This will also be up everywhere else. So, all right. We're not going to wait. We're not going to pause or anything. I'm not doing this again later. We got stuff to do. So if you got questions, you can ask. If we don't do a lot of questions, it's also cool. I'm not going to sit here and finger my asshole while you guys don't ask questions. So if you have them, drop them and I'll drink some coffee and we'll chill. We'll chill. It's all good. Fam. It's all good. So how we doing? It was being balls at first. It happens. All right, who's got the first question of the day? Anytime, fam, let's go. I'm not going to stay around if you guys don't have questions. Let me see. I'll talk about what I got some stuff coming up. I got new YouTube drops tomorrow, and also have some more fire that I dropped today on Instagram. So Swolenormous X members, let's do a little housekeeping while everyone's kind of getting their notifications. I see a bunch of people coming in now. Tomorrow is the accountability meeting. So if you're Swolenormous X member, Daily Swole Club member, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, accountability meeting. And I have some announcements on some new releases that are coming this week to your membership portal. So on your homepage, you will see this when you log into your accounts, Swolenormous X members, and we'll be talking about this tomorrow because the release will be this week. So super exciting. Let's start off with the first question. We'll go on Instagram as YouTube questions are coming in now. Very cool. Anthony Kizuski, is gluten-free bread okay if you have issues with gluten and if you have done an elimination and bread is something that you want to consume and you feel like you need or you feel benefits from it, then okay is relative. It depends on what you mean in terms of health. That can vary, and it usually doesn't come down to whether or not you're consuming bread. A lot of people have sensitivities and some people have celiac. So even gluten-free bread might still contain some gluten, and not everyone has gluten-specific sensitivity. It could be other things in the bread, other grains that people are getting inflammatory reactions from. But it's not necessarily something you have to ban for life, but it's not also something that might benefit you a lot. So you have to kind of test that out. Al Gonzalez 76, best caloric deficit to start with for dropping body fat. Best? I mean, a deficit. Start with a couple hundred calories and go from there. There's no best. And just because you're eating a deficit doesn't mean you're going to just drop fat. You might be dropping muscle too. Got to be training hard. Got to be eating quality foods. You got to have all those other pieces of the puzzle underway as well. You can't just be single-sided or can't be limited with your approach. Just be mindful of that. Turn this and change the lighting a little bit. There we go. There we go. I'm looking pretty good with that lighting. How are we? Oh, it's nice. Oh, it's nice. Got that nice sheen. Oh my God. Oh, it's nice in here. There we go. Get a little bit of flavor. Trying to get the lighting down a little bit. There we go. I'll take it. Beautiful. Beautiful man. Beautiful beard. How we doing, IG? What up, fam? Okay, here we go. Let's see. YouTube is working better. 5 hours ahead. Any thoughts on Jasmine FT? Hi, Papa. Hello, Jasmine. Any thoughts on a magnesium supplement? You could try Natural Calm. It depends on why you're taking it and if you actually need a magnesium supplement. The magnesium is found in a lot of great healthy foods, but if you're not eating a lot of grains and stuff like that, or beans, you might be short on magnesium. Half Man, Half Amazing on Instagram. Do you recommend yoga as a warm-up to weights? Sure, you could do that. Alexa Buford on YouTube. I don't have a squat rack this month, only free weights. Thoughts on training legs? You can still squat without a squat rack. You hold something and you squat. So squat with free weights. Squats with the squat rack are done with free weights too. Free weights just means they're not on a track. They're not on any kind of automated pattern. So absolutely, thoughts on training legs? Do a shitload of lunges, do a shitload of squats. Grab those free weights and fucking do legs. Oh, do some fucking legs. Do some legs. I mean, if you do like 100 squats, nice and slow in control with perfect form, you're going to be fucking sore, even without weight. You can really get a great workout with just body weight, especially if it's not something that you normally do. Go super high with volume. Do a ton of reps. Mix it up a little bit. Do a shit ton of fucking reps. And then it's just a month. You get a bunch of workouts where you're doing high volume. You can do some plyometrics too if you don't have a lot of compensations. And if you're prepared for doing squat jumps and lunge jumps and shit like that. Split squats you can do with just body weight or light weights, 5, 10, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. You'll be fucked. Bulgarian split squats. Yoga doesn't have to be its own workout. That's not true. Yoga can be, you could do a few minutes of a yoga flow, do a few sun salutations as a warm-up. That's great. You don't have to do yoga for an hour. You don't have to do a full yoga class. Do you have any experience with post-concussion syndrome and weight training? No, I do not. Old Cranky Lifter on Instagram, thoughts on powerlifting? I went to watch a meet yesterday and it seemed to be a lot of people nursing injuries, long-term damage to overall health. Well, if you're getting a lot of injuries, maybe. Powerlifting is very specific. My thoughts on it, if you want to try to lift as much weight as you possibly can, That's what powerlifting is. It's not for physique. It's for performance, specifically for those lifts. So I would never do it myself. I don't recommend it. But powerlifting is not the kind of thing you recommend to people. Powerlifting is something people want to do. It's like strongman. You don't just, oh, I dabble in powerlifting. No, you don't have to encourage people. I don't have to have a thought on it. People that are going to do powerlifting are going to do powerlifting. They're power lifters. They train a certain way. They eat a certain way. They're only focused on how much they can push, how much they can squat, how much they can deadlift, those big 3 lifts. That's really what powerlifting is about. Very specific. Best medial glute exercise. Stop worrying about whether or not it's the best and do them. Do a variety of them. Do lateral tube walks. You can do those fucking clamshells. You can do single leg balance reaches. You can do a lot of different exercise for the medial glute. Single leg squats, any kind of unilateral exercise would cause some gluteus medius activation, but use a band at the bottom of your thighs, just above your knees when you're doing squats, when you're doing warm-up squats, when you're doing your actual working sets, when you're doing any kind of hip bridge. You can activate your gluteus medius more when you put bands around your lower thighs. A lot of people do those lateral walkings and they put the band around their thighs, not around their ankles. That fucking gives me anxiety because they usually have terrible form in their lower portion, in their ankle. They're usually overpronating and externally rotating. And it's like, fuck, put it around your ankles and focus on your forearm from the bottom to the top. Sons of bitches. What's up, Nicholas? Nicolas C. I pair up back and chest. What are the best exercises to do on the same day as shoulders? What do you mean? You pair up back and chest. Okay. What are the best exercises to do on the same? You mean, what are the best exercises to do for shoulders? It depends on what equipment you have access to. Depends on what your goal is. There is no best. What are some good ones? Pick them out of a fucking hat. Lateral raise. You can do posterior raise. You can do prone press. You can do cobras. You can do Arnold press. You can do lying side incline lateral raise. You can do with a dumbbell. You could do it hanging off of a bar. You can do leaning raise. You can do on that slow incline. You can do prone on a bench. You can do prone bent over. There's a lot of stuff. I would just recommend when you do shoulders, focus more on the middle deltoid and the posterior more than the anterior. Most people are very internally rotated and they get a lot of overdevelopment already because of posture. So they're already hitting a lot of anterior deltoid when they do chest. So make sure that that's what I do. I always bias my shoulder training towards the middle and the posterior. Always. I always do those first. Sometimes I'll hit anterior. And that's just because I don't want to have overblown anterior deltoid. So I don't train and direct training towards my anterior deltoid that often. Just me personally. For me, it's more important because I've seen the impact and the negative side effects of posture when you have poor posture. So it's exceptionally important for me to, rather than have the biggest shoulders in the fucking world, to have the most balanced shoulders, or more ideal, or I train with that kind of a bias. I do middle and posterior that way. That way I can not look like a fucking gorilla in the gym. I don't want to be one of those like classic just meat sticks. Laura Lulu, how do you fix or right rolling ankles? You mean ankles that don't have a lot of stability? I would do stabilization exercises. You could do them just on a flat surface, literally like standing on one leg. These are great for glutes as well. Single leg balance exercises. You can get those balance boards as well, but if you already have very unstable ankles, you don't want to roll your ankle doing it. So it's like a progression. So there's certain balance exercise. You could use a tennis ball for certain things, putting it under your toes, under your foot, under the balls of your foot to kind of give you this little proprioceptively enriched environment, kind of stimulate those receptors and that neuromuscular coordination more. And there's a lot of other things, but you can Google stabilization exercise and progressions online for rolling ankles if that's what you mean by that. And even if there is a set definition of rolling ankles, the reason why I always ask is because sometimes people use the words to describe something when it's not technically. It's just very common for people to name something what it sounds like, but it's not necessarily a definition. So I always ask for clarification. That would be my suggestion. My favorite type of cardio, mine is playing soccer. Cool. I'll go for a walk. if I might start doing sprints and hill sprints again, sometimes some stairs, maybe, or I do the step mill just to warm up for 15 or 20 minutes. Adam Penman, hey, Papa, I'm sore from jujitsu yesterday. Had a lifting day programmed in for today. Should I swap it out for yoga? You tell me. You said you're sore. What are you sore in? Like, what are you working today? Are your fucking legs destroyed and today was leg day? So, yeah, swap it out for yoga. Look, it's 24 fucking hours. That's how we have to think about, training. When you take a day off, it's only one day. That's what I did. So I was doing, remember I was talking in a previous episode about 3 days of training and 1 day off. This time I did 3 days of training and I took 2 days off. But I took 2 days off from resistance. I did some yoga, I did sauna and stuff. It just didn't work out for me to get to the gym. And I was still a little bit sore because I went away for 5 or 6 days in Ohio like 2 weeks ago. So I'm progressing back in because I didn't do any resistance training. I was just doing mobility and resting. I was just recovering. I was doing some foam rolling and some just stretching and light mobility. So I really took off from resistance because, as you all know, I don't take a lot of long periods off. So those situations, I actually unplug a little bit from the intensity, but I still do more just like total body wellness. I don't drink like a fucking idiot. I don't eat like an idiot. I just give my body some deloading period because it's convenient. And for a lot of you, when you travel, you need to stay on track. But there are times when you travel that you can overlap that with, okay, I'm going to do more active recovery and rest. You don't have to always be pounding yourself with intensity. You don't have to always pound yourself with intensity. So if it's 1 day off, if you feel sore, if you're asking me this question, Adam, not that you need Papa's permission, but you're kind of asking for permission. Like, can I take a day off? You feel guilty for taking a day off because you work hard. Jiu-jitsu's hard as shit. So take a fucking day off. Go do yoga. The weights aren't going anywhere. They'll be there. They'll be there on Monday, or tomorrow, or whatever you're asking this question relative. You know what I'm saying? Mikla on YouTube. Hi, Papa. Hello, Mikla. Is it normal to feel dizziness while doing yoga? That depends. If you're new to yoga, you're new to doing that type of like getting your head above below your heart when you're doing downward dog and up, and if you're new to that, then it could be normal. If you're just maybe not used to doing it at whatever time of day, you did it extra hard, you didn't eat. I don't know if you normally feel dizzy. It's possible. It's normal to feel dizzy if you had, like, let's say your blood sugar drops too low and you get up too quick, and just stand up. I mean, was it bad to stand up? No, it's just you got up too quick, and then your body had to kind of normalize a little bit if you were lying down for a while. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. But if it doesn't go away or it doesn't improve, or if there's something else, it's hard to say just by, what you said in your question. But if you're new to yoga, it is. I've heard this from a lot of people. Yeah, Papa Swolio in the back. Yeah. Loving this new angle. Thank you. You get to see Pupsy right in the corner there. Yeah, you good girl. Hey, Papa, what do you think about the Jeremy Buendia situation? I don't know anything about it. He hit his girl or something? I don't know. I don't care. Helen Chal, or Chaye. Helen. Got a lot of L's in your name, Helen. Got 2 L's for Helen? You're getting greedy with those L's. Come on now. Come on. It's okay. I got double L's in both my names, too. Papa Swolio. What is your take on green powder superfood? I don't use it, but it might have some benefits. I don't know what the real effect it can be or what the real effect of it actually is. That's kind of hard to say when it comes to supplements. One of the reasons why you don't really know if they're good or they do anything, it's just because, like, how can you really know? You're not really getting blood work in the moment. How do you know exactly what you're feeling? How do you know exactly if it's linked directly to what you took? You can try it. Here's the thing with supplements. Again, when you take them, understand that there's a risk. You don't have all the answers. You don't have all the information. These companies can put out a lot of shit and have a lot of leeway without actually like putting in the actual ingredients. It happens all the time. They find other ingredients. They find the levels are all off. So the quality could vary. So it doesn't mean that it's bad for you. It just means it might not do anything. So if it's a benefit, I couldn't necessarily say. on that one particular product, but I'm hesitant to spend money on that kind of stuff. I always have been. If anything, it would be something that I would take. I would make my own pre-workout, or I would do something to get myself into the gym and then just focus on the whole foods. Because if I'm eating a big bowl of broccoli, I know I'm getting a big bowl of broccoli. When I'm taking a green powder superfood, here's the fact of it. You might be getting 80 ingredients. You might be getting 80 ingredients that aren't doing anything in your body. You might not be getting 80 ingredients. So when you're eating broccoli, you know you're getting broccoli. I mean, of course, whatever's sprayed on the fucking broccoli, nothing's perfect. If you're pissed off and you're frustrated that nothing's perfect, you have to farm your own food. So we got to take we got to give and take a little bit. We have to sacrifice some control. Otherwise, what are we all going to farm? No, that's not going to happen. It went off. Papa Swole is going off. Anna L. Papa Swole, yo, what's the best way to fix anterior pelvic tilt? You guys just want the best of everything. How about a way? How about an option? What's the best way to fix anterior pelvic tilt? Well, one of the ways is to do gluteal activation and mobilize the muscles on the front of your body that could be causing the anterior pelvic tilt. So first, it depends on where it's coming from. Could be coming from the ankles, could be coming from the hips, or a combination of both, which is most likely, especially from women, people that wear a lot of sneakers and elevated heels. The Achilles tendon gets very short. Calves get very tight and short, which causes or limits the travel forward of the tibia, so dorsiflexion of the ankle, and that tightness can lead towards an anterior tilt for compensation for balance over the center of gravity. And of course, if you have tight hip flexors, like most of you are aware, my hip flexors are tight, okay? Hip flexors are tight, pulling the body forward. If the glutes aren't balancing out the hip joint and there's lack of stability, then the lower back has to compensate so that hips would tilt further forward. So if you're sitting down a lot, then you likely have to do glute activation exercises, which means you do exercise that target, that focus, not lunges, not compound movements that work multiple joints, doing things like hip bridges, long time under tension, nice isometric holds, slow lowering phases. So hip bridges are great, single leg hip bridges, single leg squats. Doing yoga is great for mobilizing the hips and creating that kind of balance. So vinyasa flows are fantastic for balancing out the hips, and also doing yoga is great for the calves. So the reason why I talk so much about mobility, but yoga on the podcast, and why yoga is so important, it's not because of the religious and whatever other aspects that yoga came from. That's great if you want to believe that. It's great if you want to study that. I don't hate on it. I don't care about it either. That's not my thing. I haven't gotten into it like that completely. But what is for certain is the physical movements, and focusing on the breath and connecting in that sense is fantastic for corrective exercise. It's not necessarily the same as doing 15 reps with a resistance TheraBand and holding for 2 seconds. It's not the same thing. However, what am I going to do? Sit here and diagnose? I'm not qualified. I'm not a physical therapist. I know a lot about this shit, but I'm not going to be prescribing or diagnosing people. So the best thing to help the most people is to give them something actionable. Any fucking yoga class you're going to love. You're going to get amazing benefits from, I promise you. Drop in the comments now if you practice yoga, especially drop in the comments now if you've started practicing yoga as a result of my content. I would love to hear that, just as much as just how yoga has impacted your health, how yoga has impacted you mentally. What's the impact that yoga has had on your life? So put that in the comments. And Anna, I would just literally jump in. If you're not, do it. Come on, do it. Do it. All right, let's see. Maureen, very good. Just finished my grass-fed beef and sweet peat lunch. It's my new go-to and I feel great. Thanks, Papa. Very welcome. Very, very welcome. I had some ground elk and I had some white rice with butter. After today, I had an avocado. What else did I have? That was it. For now, I got watermelon. Ooh, watermelon on ice, baby. Watermelon on ice. Jasmine FT, YouTube. Dear Papa. Dear Jasmine. Dear Papa. My dearest Papa Swolio, is it okay to work out hard 6 days a week with some soreness but not too much if SB enjoys it? What? If SB, that was a typo for sure. I don't know what that means. Dear Papa, is it okay to work out hard? It is. It's only relative. Okay, this is an overtraining question. This is an overtraining question. This is a question about, can I train more? Can I do more volume? You can train hard as long as you're recovering. As long as you're recovering enough, recovering sufficiently, putting enough time into your recovery, as long as you're doing that, you can train. Remember, change your approach, change your psychology to address your training more as, am I recovering enough? Not so much, am I training too hard? So not overtraining, but under recovery. If you focus more on your recovery, maybe you could train 6 days a week with less soreness. Maybe your split isn't appropriate. Maybe you don't have as much rest, or hopefully you're not training 6 days in a row. So I don't know what that means. Maybe you have to expand your week, expand it to 8 days, 9 days. Don't think of it as a week. Look, the human body doesn't live week to week. We are day by day, rolling. Make your week 10 days. It's a cycle. We don't stick. Look, the calendar. This calendar was not designed for fucking bodybuilding. Can we put this shit to fucking rest right now? Can we put this fucking shit to rest? The calendar was not designed for fucking bodybuilding. That's not the structure of this calendar. So working on a 7-day week cycle is just the most arbitrary fucking nonsense. You don't have to do it on 7 fucking days. Why? Because it repeats every 7 days? This wasn't designed by bodybuilders. Arnold didn't create the fucking calendar. You can spread it out a little bit more. When the way we're using weeks for training is kind of like, oh, we're using this as a cycle. So expand the cycle to 9 days. Who gives a shit? Because it's going to look messy and we're not going to understand how the thing shifts. You don't need to restrict yourself to a fucking 7-day. Again, the calendar's not designed that way. You can expand it. So if you need more rest, throw it in there. Make sure you're recovering from workout to workout. Don't beat yourself up when you're fucking banged up. Ooh, Rivrock17. Important question. How does one know if they are a biche or a boosh? Well, if you're not sure, you're a biche. Biches are women. Booshes are usually men. But if you don't know the person's gender or whatever the gender that they're claiming, you just call them a biche. Because they're a biche for that reason too. You don't know what gender you are, you're a biche. By default, we'll default to biche. That's the best answer that I can give. I think that was the best question of the day. We can end this right here. We could end this right here. We're done. We're done with it. Done with the podcast. It's over. Thank you, Nicholas. Smash that thumbs up button. Smash. Smash, peeps. Smash. Smash. Smashy McSmasherson. Let's see here. Coffee break. How we doing? Instagram. Manuko Senza. I tried. Is 800 calories a day can be harmful? It's harmful in the sense that you're going to die. 800 calories a day is extremely low and under any kind of requirement or recommendation. Do not eat only 800 calories a day. If you're eating that much, look, the only way you should be eating calories with extreme restrictions, the only way is if you're closely supervised by a medical professional. I still don't like anything like that. However, if you are under close scrutiny from a medical team or a doctor, right? If you go somewhere and they're licensed, look, I can't control what other people do, but they better be super fucking qualified and they better be on your shit if you're on one of those. Like if you're getting some kind of hormone manipulation and then like those but at least there's some track records. You should not be eating that low. That's my opinion. It's common fucking sense. Danny Gaona 1. What do you personally think about when you meditate? That's for me. And that's not really what meditation's about. There's different types. It's not really what you do when you meditate. But there's certain types where it could be something, it could be a point of focus. Bow, bow, bow. Let's see here. Pete B03, just want to thank you and Alan Roberts for calling out the BS fitness personalities. You're welcome. Got a big announcement. Excited. Got a big podcast coming up Thursday evening. Got 2 guests coming on. 2 guests, 2 of your faves. So stay tuned. You're going to be hearing a lot about it this week. Going to be talking it up. T1D Jump Pro. Okay, on Instagram. Is light, steady cardio every day too much? It's not necessary. How long? It's just a lot of time. You don't need, it's not going to be doing that much. Is it too much? It's just not necessary. You don't need to do cardio every day. Depends on what you want to accomplish and what kind of cardio you're doing. Light, steady. It's just, okay, if you want to. It's not like it's going to help you lose weight or stay lean or shredded. It's not really. Again, it's not bad for you. It's activity. I'm a 15-year-old. I do 6-pack workouts, and every time I do it, my muscles hurt me. Can you tell me why? 6-pack workouts, you're getting sore. When you exercise, your muscles need to recover, so that soreness is the recovery process. Kimberly. My friends are doing a no junk food 3-week challenge. I asked them what happens after 3 weeks. They were instantly pissed. They couldn't answer me. Yeah, sounds like you're friends with jabronis. And if they're listening, what's up, jabronis? Jabbernets. Yep, you got yourself some jabronis, Kim. Sorry to say. No junk food 3-week challenge. Solid. They're going to be some fat peeps after 3 weeks. They're going to binge. Bullshit. Alexandra Sarafoglu. Sarafoglu. I did this yesterday or the other day when you asked a question. Sarafoglu. I used to only go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week. Now I am also doing sports, Olympic weightlifting, and soccer. And I wonder if I should change my regular gym routine with sports-specific exercises. Yeah, you should. If you're doing Olympic weightlifting and soccer, what are you trying to accomplish? You're doing a lot of contrasting movements, which is risky for overtraining because you're just doing a lot of high-intensity stuff. So you should absolutely adjust your program. Remember what your training style is and what your programming needs to apply to what you're doing. So for sure, adjust it, change it, tweak it. What up, DP? What up, Bish? Derek Palizay. Are bands good for flexibility or mobility, or should you use gravity and body weight instead? I grew up with a PT who swore by bands with different tension. Gorilla Gang. King Darius again, jumping in the live cast. What up, my ninja? Are bands good? Bands are great for flexibility and mobility. Like yoga doesn't use bands, but absolutely bands are great. Therapists love to use bands because you can get resistance on different muscles from different angles. So for example, when you're pulling down, you can create tension from a band. If you have a high attachment point, you can get different types of stress. So when you just use body weight for yoga, you're resisting gravity in one direction. So one of the benefits of cable exercise, of bands, of things where you can change the direction of the tension, you can hit the muscles in different ways. So that's why, for example, because you're in Swole Enormous X too, bro. That's why we do the mobility exercise. That's why we have band stuff. That's why we have exercise and targeted movements. And then we also have the yoga flow. So it's a great combination. You got to combine both. You don't have to. You could only do yoga, but you're going to miss certain areas just because you can't. Yoga is yoga and body weight is body weight. So it's a tool. It's a tool in the toolbox. Anytime you do only one thing and not something else, you're missing something, or you're missing the potential to figure out your balance of what you like best. Suela Hashim, I tried. YouTube, I am currently down with a fever and flu. How long is too long for rest days? Until you're done with the fever and your flu. Let's be realistic. Let's not get fucking crazy. It's just training, okay? Training is for your health. You're training for your health. You're training to get stronger and be healthier. If you have the fever and a flu, you need to get healthier. You need to heal, repair. You need to get better. Get better. Feel better. Feel better. Thanks, Steven. See, Steven knows. Steven Barnes. First time watching from YouTube. Damn, the quality is great. Yes. Look at that. Thank you, bro. Thank you. If you're on Instagram, go watch on YouTube. Don't be a jabroni. YouTube's awesome. Daily Swole Podcast. Check it out, fam. Needy Patel. Noticed my left glute is smaller than my right, and the left knee has slight pain when I run or after heavy leg days. I know something's off with my left side, and I want to do research to fix it. Well, you can strengthen your left glute. You can do some isolation exercises for that one side. How do you know your glute is smaller? Did you measure it? Are you just looking at it? How are you looking at your butt? How are you noticing that it's, if your left glute is smaller, it could be maybe your limb lengths are a little bit different. Sometimes people have a little bit of an imbalance with how long their limbs are. It could be coming from your ankles, from your foot complex. It could just be the left glute is weaker, so it's not stabilizing that leg as much, and you're using your right leg more, so that left knee has kind of a different dynamic posture. It's kind of hitting with a different angle, and it's caused or created some inflammation in your left knee. So you could be doing some stabilization exercise for the left side. Bring it up a little bit, I'm guessing. Hey, what's up, Robbie? Okay. What's up, Matthew? I finally have a question. Your podcast, Chasing Perfection. You said split is not the best for someone 40 to 50. I am 43. Can you expand on that? I don't know if you listened to the entire episode. I said split is not the best. What kind of split is not the best? Got to be specific. What type of split is not the best for 40 to 50? In my opinion, the older that you get, you should be doing more frequency and less volume per session. That's what I personally feel. You shouldn't be doing this like chest on a Monday and wait for 7 days. Listen to that episode again. I feel like you only caught a clip of it with that question. But thank you for it, bruh. Let's see here. Did you get a new camera? Fuck yeah. Been getting all sorts of fucking upgrades up in this beach. I gotta perform for all of you. I gotta do it right. Gotta do it right. Come on, man. Fucking leveling up. We're going deep, fam. We're going deep. No looking back. Up and up and up. Episode 1178. Fucking fam. Beaches. Right, pup? What's going on, mama? You good? She's back there chilling. Should we get a pup cam going on? Come here. Come here. You should just roll over. Come here. Come here. She just wants me to rub her belly. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that little beach. I can't rub you. I can't. I can almost reach it. All right. Now she's pissed. She's pissed. You fucking gave me one little scratch. All right, fine. Don't come over here. Screw you. Rivrock17, I can move in ways I never knew possible. Thanks to yoga and mobility. Whoa, would you look at that? SB is short form for somebody. I've never used nor seen anyone use SB as short for somebody. No, that's the first time of all the time I spent on the internet. That's the first time I've ever seen that. My gender is swole. Gender, swole gender. Oh, I can claim that, right? I can claim that as swole. Aha. I knew it. I knew it. Jojo Dodo. What the fuck are these names? Is that your real name? There's no way that's your real name. Jojo Dodo. Mojo Jojo. I cut out processed food and sugars 2 months ago. Last week, I tried to reintroduce sweets and noticed my joints feel achy and I'm getting migraines again. Direct correlation, perhaps? Sounds like it. What do you think? Of course, that's why you did a test. That's what cutting out is. It's an elimination. You can eliminate a lot of things or you can eliminate one or two things. So an elimination diet, you can do it in different phases. You don't have to cut everything out. A lot of people can really go all in and do that. A lot of people can go all in and cut a lot of shit out. Some people need to do one thing at a time and kind of build and do those progressive habits and just kind of build one thing at a time. So sounds like it. I can't be for sure, and neither can you, but I mean, come on. If you cut out processed food and sugars 2 months ago and then you tried to reintroduce sweets and then you felt achy and migraines, that's the whole point of doing an elimination. You figure out what your body or how your body responds to these things. You're just observing. You're just observing. You need to learn to observe. People, learn to observe. Don't judge. Like, this is, you're testing. The reason why you're testing is so you can get some fucking facts, because you don't come with your body doesn't come with a set of instructions. You're not taught this when you're younger. You're not taught in school. You're not taught by the government. You're not taught this shit and you're just fed a lot of different things. So it masks your body's ability to judge one thing from the next, because you're just always eating this stuff. So if we cut things out and you realize, wow, these foods cause me migraines, whatever the reason is, you're not going to eat that shit. Why would you eat that if it causes you migraines? So that's that's customizing your nutrition. That's not following the bouncing ball. So for example, let's say those are exactly the reasons why you had migraines and your joints felt achy, which obviously it seems like it. What if you were following one of those, if it fits your macros, or flexible dieting or intuitive eating, and you just kept on eating those foods but restricting your calories? You would still have issues even though you were restricting your calories. So you might be in a deficit, but with migraines and achy joints, you're not going to have much success with your fitness because you're in pain all the time. You're going to be fucking miserable. This is why quality matters. That's why quality is paramount. Focus on the quality first and count your calories and be aware of it and measure and manage it, but not at the expense of quality. Quality first. Quality first. Bring on the counting as soon as you can. What's with all these people eating so little? This is where the pendulum swings. Okay? Now we have all this calorie counting. We have this fight now because of fat acceptance and body positivity and image and shaming and food shaming and anti-diet culture. And now we're getting people that are eating 800 fucking calories a day because the other people are pushing only count your calories. Calorie deficit is the only way. You have to lose in calorie deficit. So now people are going, okay, more is better. If you're cutting 500 calories a day, well, why not do 1,000? Well, if I can cut 2,000 must be better. So then you're just fucking starving yourself. So it's easy to take it an extreme direction. You don't need to go that low on a deficit. 500 calories is plenty. 1,000, it's more than 500, plenty. Exercise more often. Eat better quality foods. Exercise, lift weights. Use more energy. It doesn't have to be these fucking, I don't count anything, or I micromanage and I fucking deficit to the fucking extremes. Man, you don't need to be doing that much less. You don't need to be eating that much less. Take your time. You go 1,000 calories deep. You're going to be dropping muscle too. You don't want to be dropping lean mass. Yabish. I love it. What's going on, Ralph? Awesome content. Love your ish. Thank you, bro. You're changing lives out here. I appreciate it. I'm about to join Swolenormous X. Aside from the yoga and meditation, is your programming geared more towards muscle or strength building? There's a lot of correlations there. It's mobility, it's progressive strength training, and we're adding new content all the time. So there's tons of strength and bodybuilding workouts. No powerlifting. I don't dabble with powerlifting, but hypertrophy, growing muscle is a component. Strength is a component of building muscle. So strength is not a main focus, like getting massively strong, like getting my new max. It's about building muscles, about improving endurance and mobility and recovery. So big releases coming this week. New programs releasing coming up this year. So additional programs always coming, and new workouts and new yoga classes, mobility classes. So you'll see, man. You'll be a great part of the fam. I'd be starving if I only ate 800 calories. No fucking shit. You would be starving. Like that's starvation. That's well into starvation. Oscar Zamora, what are your thoughts on artificial sweeteners? I don't trust them. Some research might say they're not directly harmful. I don't think they are necessary, and I'm extremely skeptical. A lot of people have issues with them. Some people can be easily undeniable of the fact that when you call something artificial and you're literally making it to taste like sugar, you're getting improper signals. You're getting brain fucked. In my opinion, you're getting brain fucked. What's the reason for having artificial sweeteners? Why do you need that? Because if you have look, this is my logic on it, and this is why I avoid those whenever possible. I don't avoid them completely all the time. Sometimes things, they say natural flavorings. I mean, sometimes you miss, or sometimes if you're having a snack and you're kind of, having a cheat meal or something. And of course, that has to have its own context. You know my thoughts on all that stuff. So when it comes to artificial sweeteners, why are they being used? Because something's not sweet. Well, if it's not sweet, then why are you sweetening it? Why don't you just eat something sweet? Why don't you just have some fruit? Have some fucking fruit. If you're using an artificial sweetener, it's usually because there's nothing valuable in the product. You're making it sweet to cover up the fact that it tastes like dick. And if it tastes like dick, if you like dick, then go have at it. But maybe you should be eating something that's tasty naturally, that tastes great, like a fucking watermelon. If you need to put sugar and artificial sweetener all over it, maybe it's not supposed to be sweet. You don't need to be drinking jizz all fucking day. Think of it. Think of like your sugar as jizz. You don't need a lot of jizz. Ladies, am I right? I have no experience, but I'm assuming people have their limits on how much jizz they prefer in a day. I can't see that being more than, I don't know, half a cup? An eighth? I don't know, quarter cup? I said half a cup. That's a lot of jizz. You're in the business. We're going off the rails here. This is artificial sweeteners. I try to think of these analogies that'll make you look at artificial sweeteners like, oh, what the fuck? I don't want to consume powdered jizz. It's powdered. What if it's powdered jizz? Dehydrated. What if it's jizz anhydrous? I can go all fucking day. I am just getting warmed up. Oh yeah. Jizz anhydrous. Well, I hope that was your answer, Oscar. Apologies if you're watching this with family or friends or colleagues. Like, hey, listen to this guy. He really knows what he's talking about. And they just got a whole breakdown of jizz anhydrous. Demi Luna 1. Papa Swolio, do you have any advice for people who struggle to drink water? Oh, you guys are just really asking for it today, aren't you? Who struggle to drink water only and hate coffee and tea. When I drink only water, I get bored and forget to drink so often. Well, this is where natural selection fails us, people. Demi, you're going to die if you don't hydrate. Drink some fucking water. Squeeze a little lemon in it. Drink it. Don't put any of those artificial things. Drink your water like a good biche. Drink your fucking water. You get bored. You get bored hydrating. You get bored being alive. Life is boring. It's so boring you don't even want to maintain it. My God, drink water. Drink some fucking water. Oh, I am being so easy on you. Drink water. Set a timer and drink water. Just drink it. Drink. Bored. What do you think it's supposed to be? Fucking a party? A party in your mouth? That's to have a fucking throat orgy every single time you take a sip of something. Drink your fucking water. God damn it. Fuck. Now I'm upset. The nips are so clear. Thanks, Sean. HD nips. Go deeper. Ooh. Oh, this is from the dog. Powerpuff Girl. Sorry. I'm scrolling down. All right. Let's see. Tone it up with Julie. Tone it up with Julie. I wonder what you do for a living. I tone it up. I tone people's things. I tone them up. Tug toner? Is that how you tone people up, the tug toner? I know you don't consume cow milk. Neither do I. But do you eat cheese or cream? I mean, from cow? Sometimes I have some cheese, like from grass-fed cows and stuff like that. And sometimes like mozzarella or buffalo cheese. It doesn't have the same proteins or that would bother me. It doesn't feel the same. It depends. Not often. I try not to. Mama Swolio tends to like cheese. So I'm a fat ass at heart. So I'm like, oh, cheese. So So the only reason I have some ever is because she brings it into the house, or I bring it into the house for her to make her happy. Because you got to have some concessions. When a lady likes wine and she, like, how can you stop? How can you keep that? You have to allow them to have the cheese. Allow them. You have to pick your battles. You have to pick your battles. Protect yourself. Be safe. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. Careful. Careful. Oh, trust me, when we talk about family stuff, we talk about, people around you. Oh, I know. What do you think? I don't have people around me with nutrition? When you guys struggle with people around you with nutrition, you don't think that I don't have people around me that bring naughty things into the house? It's really not. It's really not that big of an issue. I'm just fucking around. But yeah, look, if the food bothers you, whatever it is, if food bothers you, you need to make that assessment. All this is, when it comes to the elimination diet, is learning. It's isolating certain foods out of your nutrition. That way, you can make better decisions. If you eliminate foods from your diet, you do an elimination, you cut them out, you can learn data. You get feedback. You'll learn from your body what foods your body likes and what the foods your body does not like. So if you never eliminate some of these foods, just like the question earlier, that person wouldn't know that they cause migraines. Now, when there are sweets or things that have caused joint pain and migraines, that person can now make better decisions. Do I want to have joint pain and a migraine? Fuck no. No thanks, I'm good. That's all it is. Do you want to have discomfort? Do you want to have pain? Do you want? If you do, and if that trade-off is something you want to deal with, it's your fucking life. No one's keeping the pizza from your mouth. However, if you know that pizza fucks you up, if you know that you're going to have diarrhea and migraines for 2 days, you might not crave it so much because you know what's around the corner for you. That's what I'm saying. I think that's the best reason. You don't have to justify it. Get good information so you can make choices and be in more control of your life. Miss Sharkit, late to today's party. I'm thinking about joining Swolenormous X. We got a lot of people that are looking to join the fam. Welcome. But I work out from home. Doable? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Some of the demos and stuff and some of the exercise are done in the gym, but there's an entire instructional video archive. And plus, you can just post up in the community or in the private Facebook group if you still need assistance on if you need to swap out an exercise, because sometimes for some people, an exercise might bother them. It's not necessarily that they don't have access to a certain piece of equipment or a certain thing, but, oh, this bothers my shoulder a little bit or my leg. Some people have pre-existing issues. So as long as you're cleared for exercise, there's always a good alternative that you can do. So for sure, looking forward to having you. Holly, if she is saying she gets bored, this goes back to the water boredom. Late to today's part, no, let's see. If she's saying she gets bored, then it seems like she drinks soft drinks or other sweet drinks. Her tongue is programmed. Quite possibly. Usually that's the case. Women are a lot of work. Preach. Fucking preach. Rivrock17, I saw these grass-fed all-beef hot dogs in the grocery store in the health food section. Wonder if they would be at least mediocre to consume. I know it depends. It depends. Sometimes these companies will say grass-fed beef, but it's not 100% grass-fed beef because they're fed corn on the back end of their life, which can affect their nutrition or nutrient profile and their taste and stuff like that. So it has to say grass-fed and grass-finished or 100% grass-fed beef. And hot dogs, I'm not an expert in hot dogs and how they're consumed or how they're produced. So I don't know if there are other, it should list the ingredients on them. What are they putting in them besides, and what parts of the beef? I don't know. I don't eat them regular. I don't eat the regular wieners. I get it. I said wiener. And I don't eat hot dogs, whether they're grass fed or not, because what am I going to do? Eat them on a plate? I'd rather have a steak. I'm not going to put them in a bun. I would just rather have a steak or my beef just regular, or bacon. Let's see here. Nicholas C. My sister asked me for diet advice to lose weight. I told her to think of all her favorite snacks as dirty, sweaty, vinegary dicks. I told her you don't want to put a nasty dick in your mouth. There you go. Look at that. That's some brotherly love. if I've ever heard it before. You could also quote me if you want on the dirty AIDS dick. I actually took that a step further, a dirty AIDS dick with cuts all over it. That you definitely know. Some people are freaks. They want the dirty, sweaty, vinegary dick. Some people like the sweaty sack. No judgment. No judgment, fam. But AIDS dick is, you're leveling up. That's a whole other level. You might not, it's preference. It really comes down to it. Never heard nutrition in such a dynamic fashion. That's the truth. That's the truth right there, fam. David Lake on the YouTubes. I've lost 45 pounds. I started at 280. Wow, good for you, bro. By fixing my diet, I've started taking boxing classes 3 to 4 days a week, and I have plateaued these past 2 months. Ooh, the plateau. David's plateauing. Hashtag, the new hashtag trending today. Hashtag David Plateau. That's her new name. David, they call me David. David Plateau. How long should I expect newbie gains to last? What do you mean? You've plateaued? You plateau with weight loss? How long should I expect newbie gains last? Wow, that I thought that question was going to end coherently. Sorry everyone. You have plateau with weight loss. I don't understand the how long should I expect newbie gains last. I mean, your plateau, it depends on why you're plateauing. Are you lifting weights? Are you gradually decreasing your caloric intake? What are you eating now? There's a lot of information. So I don't know why you're plateauing. That's the first thing. You might only be plateauing because your effort, your caloric intake, the exercise programming, your program needs to advance. So there could be other reasons why you're plateauing. But yeah, I mean, eventually you're not going to lose weight just linearly, just nonstop. Eventually you'll be 0 pounds. It's not going to happen. Oh, your sister, she hung up on me. Yeah, well, if you call nutrition, or you call my candy, you call my ice cream a dirty dick. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it. Like a Swolenormous X party in here. If you're considering joining Swolenormous X, highly recommend. I just recently joined myself and I love the content. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Good posts in the private group too. Emo Kid, how do I stop craving chips? I have a craving for salt and spicy shit. I will literally salivate, fam. It's because you're used to salivating and eating chips. How do I stop? You start cutting down. You start eating better foods. You're used to that crunch. You're used to that salty and sweet. Eat some sauerkraut. Eat some sauerkraut if you want crunchy. You might like doing something. People like salads with oil and balsamic vinaigrette. You might like to pickle your own foods, fermented foods. You might really like that. It's a good craving. It's good like balance for that. Emo Kid, it's not that simple. It's not just how I stop craving chips. Well, your body, like whatever you're eating, you're programming your body to desire those things. So it depends on what else you're doing. Look at that. Iron Cowgirl. Doctors thought I had lupus due to my body inflammation, cleaned up my diet, cut out carbs and sugars. Now, 25, oh, you're just giving macros. And boom, all my health ailments are gone. Your food is powerful. Food is very, 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 very powerful. Don't ignore the quality. It's not just the quantity, Beaches. Not just the quantity. It's the quality too. Quality. It's that quality, bruh. Ooh. Midnight Swole. There we go. Get some light over here. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, that's nice. Daddy's looking good today. Okay. Have I ever done athletic training like speed work, jump work? Yeah, of course. Well, not of course, but I have. Sure. Did you see the video of urine drinking breatharian? No, I have not. Good God. Urine drinking. Fuck. LIR. Lost 28 kilograms, started at 132. Should I worry about loose skin? I don't know. It depends on how much. I can't quantify those numbers right now. if you're losing a lot of weight really fast, if rapid weight loss, especially, you would worry more about loose skin. So everyone else can comment below if you have personal experience. But if you have rapid weight loss, you have a lot of weight to lose and you lose it really fast, the potential for having loose skin increases. But also depends on how quickly you gained fat, because that skin will stretch, doesn't always recoil. It seems to be so custom and so genetic. It seems like some people just really rebound and don't have loose skin, and some people have a ton of it. I'm not an expert in the loose skin field, but it seems like you should be losing more gradually is usually the better approach from what I've seen. Give your body more time to adapt to that weight loss. Hey, Papa, are blue light glasses worth it? I would give them a shot. I have my monitors. I have everything on warmer settings. So, for example, my phone is, because I'm looking at my phone a lot during the day. It's always orange. It's always on that night vision or that nighttime option. I have an iPhone. I think most of them. So my computers are usually on that nighttime. I turn my LEDs to 2900. I make them orange because, yeah, it'll definitely help, especially as you get towards the evening. That blue light will stimulate and it'll keep you more awake and more like, be harder to get into deep sleep later. From the research I've read and from my own personal experience, you want to cut down, because once you use a lot of that dim light and you go blue, you're like, oh my God, it's so bright. Instagram's going to cut off, so I'm going to have to restart it. Let me restart these guys over here. Continued. Okay. I got a burp timeout. Oh yeah. Vilya K. How much muscle can a woman expect to build per month? Maybe a pound. I don't know. Maybe a pound? Maybe. That's a lot. I would think that's a lot. It depends. I mean, naturally, building, you're pretty much only going to maybe 5, 10. It depends on if you have a lot of experience. If you're new, you might build more muscle the first year. That's common if your training's on point. But women is going to be less than men. So, like, your chances are you're not tracking closely to even be able to quantify that accurately. Unless you're doing DEXA scans or underwater weighing, you're not going to be able to isolate. By going on a scale, you're gaining fat, you're holding water. You're not going to know how much of that is muscle. Exactly. You can do measurements and, oh, I'm fitting better into clothes and I weigh a little bit more. I weigh the same, but I'm fitting better. You're getting rid of extra fat. So it's going to be really hard to actually know for sure how much you're actually doing. So does it really matter? Does that make sense? Does it really matter for you to know and have an answer for that if you're never really going to be able to accurately know for sure how much muscle you put on? I don't think that's the right. It's going to be slow. It's going to be fucking slow. If it's perfect, you'll get results, but you're in this for the long term anyway. So time doesn't really matter as much as you think it does in terms of, oh, how quick is it going to happen? Just keep crushing it. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. I do a lot of good accents. Do I have German ancestors? Yeah, probably. I haven't done my ancestry kit, but I have. It's from Europe and stuff. Once I do it, I'll share it and we'll talk about it. I do a lot of good impressions, though. I'm a cunning linguist. Age is also a factor for the weight loss. Yeah, for the skin. Yeah, that's possible. That makes sense too. Age is a factor for everything. Age is a factor for everything. So, in closing, good questions and had a good time. So there'll be another Ask Papa Swole up this week. So if you're not following the main YouTube channel, Swolenormous, make sure you also follow there too, so you can catch the Ask Papa Swoleos and comment there as well. But we do this every Sunday if you're new to the podcast. Tomorrow's Monday, of course, but for those of you that are Daily Swole Club members and Swolenormous X members, tomorrow is the accountability meeting. So if you're new to Swolenormous X, you're new to the fam, you join the Daily Swole Club, or you're a full-blown member, you will have an accountability meeting. We'll be going live in the private Facebook group tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time, and I'll be giving more details on the big release this week. Like I promised last week, I held myself accountable, and that'll be releasing this week, so very, very good stuff. And let's see, more shit tomorrow, and a brand new YouTube drop will be coming tomorrow as well. So I'll give you more updates on the big announcement this week at the big podcast this week, Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be announcing that probably tomorrow, and you'll be hearing me talk a lot about it. So it's going to be a great podcast. I'm looking forward to it. But until then, I'll see you tomorrow for episode 1179 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. See you tomorrow for 1179. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.